why Mad Max is going to win the federal leadership debates, Maxime Bernier of the PPC. The first reason is that I've noticed that people are becoming genuinely excited for Canadian politics for the first time in a long time. The Canadian people, especially you can see in YouTube comments, you can see in Reddit, a lot of places like that online, that people are really becoming more politically involved. They're really engaged into the latest news that happens, especially what just happened yesterday with the I'm gonna say brown face gate. So energy is very high for the upcoming debates for this election period. Enthusiasm is at an all-time high, and especially among PPC people who are in favor of PPC, we're on fire. Let's face it. Next reason is number two. There's a big contrast. We're going to see a huge contrast between what I say is the low energy of Andrew Scheer, sort of like a Jeb Bush low energy, and the high energy of Mad Max. When it comes to Andrew Scheer and when he makes press conferences, when he makes statements, even in his own commercials, I just can't take the man seriously. He's got the smirk, people have said. I don't know if it's so much the smirk for me, but it's more the way he says things. He says things without conviction, and that's the opposite of Mad Max. He definitely has a lot of conviction. You can feel that it's coming from his heart. These are things that he's had these stances for a long time. He isn't a flip-flopper. He doesn't consult polls, things like that. To my next point, it's a really short point, but if we see any favoritism from the moderator of the debate, if they're leaning more towards the left and they're showing their bias and it's obvious, I think that viewers at home are going to have more sympathy for the conservatives and especially the PPC, because I think they're going to be targeted unfairly by the moderators. Number three, I feel that there's a big divide between what is an important issue for the actual Canadian people versus what the media wants to push as being important. Number one, climate change. Just as an example. Yeah, I do want to be environmentally friendly. I want to recycle. I want to use my compost. Use a vehicle that is more friendly to the environment. But at what cost? Right? Is it going to affect the cost of my living expenses, my ability to survive and just have a roof over my head and pay the bills? If so, I don't want any part of it. But what the PPC is offering is that there are more effective ways, cost-effective ways of helping the environment. Not only are they more economic, but they're also more effective. They're more efficient. And so I think we can do that without placing a financial burden on Joe taxpayer and myself. And you know what? It's based on common sense. A lot of the PPC platform you're going to find, if you don't know anything about it, you're going to find out on the leadership debate just how common sense it is. And I feel it's going to resonate with a lot of Canadians. A lot of Canadians are just going to realize that this makes a lot of sense, and it's been censored by the news because they don't want anyone to know about it. They don't want people to know that PPC exists, that Mad Max is a viable option, and if he becomes prime minister, it's going to be for the good of everybody. It's going to benefit all Canadians. Number four is that you're going to see a very refreshing breath of fresh air, a fresh perspective. People are not going to know what's going to hit them when Mad Max speaks at these debates. He's not only going to answer the questions, he's going to ask the questions to the other leaders. Questions that are taboo for them. And at the PPC, there's no taboo subject. Red pills are going to be raining down, and it's going to be glorious. Best of all, it's based on common sense, like I mentioned, based on the Canadian values, and these are the PPC values, but also Canadian values of respect, meaning that we respect all people, no matter what your background is, where you come from, what your religion is. We're not going to treat any one group more special than others. That's fairness. Fairness is the next value. I just said we won't treat any specific group better. It is right to treat everyone equally. And going back to respect, we respect ourselves, first of all. We respect our borders. We respect our Charter of Rights, our Canadian Charter of Rights. And individual freedom, that's freedom of expression, freedom of speech. That's something that PPC is very strong about. And personal responsibility, which I think is self-explanatory. And the last point I want to say regarding to why Mad Max is going to win these debates is Andrew Scheer will not be able to do his polling at the debate. He's going to have to think on his toes. And Mad Max is an expert at doing that. And he'll do it in such a way that it won't be perceived as an attack. He won't be attacking anyone or too aggressive, but he'll do so in a respectful way, in a way that is explaining things based on facts and not doing a personal attack or attacking anyone personally, but will attack their policies, will attack their platform, and I think you're going to see a lot of that from Mad Max. I'm really excited for it. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe and like and comment. I'm going to do my interviews with the PPC candidates shortly, and we'll be uploading those soon. All right, cheers. Thanks.